This week on My First Supercar, we're sat in the super luxurious Aston Martin DB9 Volante 2013 model, Premiere Velocity's latest addition to their fleet. So I'm really looking forward to getting in and reviewing this car. I'd like to call this episode My First V12 because of course the DB9 has the massive V12 engine. First impressions of the interior, it's very luxurious and not much carbon, so you can tell that this is aimed more class and elegance rather than the racing and the performance side of, say, the 458 or the Lamborghinis. So I've got the £600 worth key in my hand, made by Swarovski glass. Let's start up the V12 engine and hear what it sounds like. So we'll start the video. This is the first V12.
Yeah, exactly. Hashtag V12.
My first V12. My first
Exactly.
V12.
Do you know, it's my first a few things actually, this car, because I think in the lead up to this video, people have seen that this is the latest car to be added to the PV fleet.
It is 2013 Aston Martin DB9 Volante.
Yeah. Essentially going to be driving around in Nissan Leafs and Priuses and things like that. You know, I haven't seen a Prius yet.
No, we haven't.
No Prius.
It's a V12.
Exactly. If I do see one, I'll do that.
What's the miles? What are the miles to the gallon like on a V12?
Do you know what? Bizarrely enough, the client that bought this car back yesterday said that he did £400 worth of fuel in 2 days.
£400 worth of fuel.
He did do quite a bit of driving, but I think he averaged about 9
miles. So pretty similar to the SLS.
Yeah, that kind of thing.
Jesus.
So a little bit of space. So yeah, it's just a wall of power. It just keeps coming.
It really does.
But then you need to remember that again, it's rear wheel drive, so you know you can't be too much of an idiot. You can't take too many liberties with it. It's got a lot of torque, and I tell you what, Aston's always had good front ends. That's what I've always liked about Astons. They never really kind of. It's a tiny little bit. It's not too bad. They get people in the way. But it's a comfortable drive.
And a comfortable car to be sat in. Yeah, and a really luxurious place to sit in.
It's a special design cabin. I think, you know,
really.
I mean, if you've watched Aston Martin reviews before, I think they do get picked up a lot for the fact that the buttons are quite difficult to decipher, especially, I mean, you can see now the sun's shining on the dash, it's reflecting right back on my face. There's a few design faults. But apart from that, I think that Aston Martin, they are actually one of the brands that have managed to always retain that level of kind of panache and class.
Yeah.
They always have. You always get let out of a junction in an Aston Martin. You never get let out of a 458 ever. People look at you and they go, nah. You know, they keep going, you know. But in an Aston Martin, they go, oh yeah, you go.
Yeah. It's a gentleman's car.
It is a gentleman's car.
Very much a gentleman's car, which is very different to what we tested last week with the Lamborghini.
Yeah, it's not a gentleman's car, exactly.
A lunatic car.
It's a playboy's car.
Yeah, we're jumping from a lunatic's car.
To start a poll on YouTube, which one do we look better in together? Do we look better in the Lamborghini? Or do we look better in the Aston Martin? Do we look like a couple of gents or just a couple of idiots?
Yeah.
Gonna work now. Come on in.
So we were just discussing about the Aston Martin's more luxurious persona.
Absolutely.
We've been James has been driving it in sport, as he always does with the paddles, and it's decided that it doesn't like it anymore. So we had to restart it and put it back into the paddles. So here we go. Acceleration.
It's all kind of like I'm going to hit you when you change gear, and you know, I'm going to shout when when my valve's open, and then it's a kind of it looks at you and goes, really? Okay. If you must.
Yeah, this car seems, I mean, just my first impressions of the DB9, it's certainly aimed towards. It's not really designed to go fast, even though it has a massive V12 engine at the front. just doesn't feel like it's designed to go fast. It almost feels like it's doing a chore.
Yeah, it does.
When you push it a bit.
Aston Martin, you know, they do recognise that the engine they build sounds good, and they put nice butterfly valves in the exhaust that people have been able to hear. So I think that this is actually going to be a good one.
The Aston Martins have a fantastic sound, and before I even really knew what they were like to be in a car, driving, accelerating, I always said that Aston Martins look brilliant and sound brilliant, and really they should just be a statue in someone's garden.
Yeah.
Parked in someone's garden next to the stone fountain, and you start it up every now and again so you can hear the engine, because they're the best features about it from my perspective. So yeah, here we go. We've got a tunnel coming up. I'm not as excited as I was in the Lamborghini, but I still.
Of course, but it's, no, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Seeing as I've never driven this car yet, I want to know the valves. I want to know if it's louder than the old one.
I think it's going to sound good.
So the great thing is, as I said, you can do it in second because the gears are so big. It's really good.
It sounds awesome.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's a good noise.
Yeah, we do like that noise.
That is a good noise.
When you put your foot down, there's no, that's a Jaguar.
Oh no!
Oh, it's on YouTube as well.
Sacked. All sacked.
I just thought that I'd spotted another Aston Martin and it was a Jaguar XKR. That's such a car spotting faux pas.
That is a car spotting. Yes. What do you think, genuinely, so far being in the Aston Martin? Have you got any gripes? Is there things that you don't like? Are there things that you're impressed with?
I really like the whole package that Aston Martin provide. I love the looks.
Yeah.
So when you're looking at it from an outside, you see a beautiful car, and then when you start it up, it's such a unique tone that you get from the exhaust that is unrivaled. I mean, sometimes I'd probably prefer to hear an Aston Martin DBS with Quicksilver, like that baby blue one in London. When that's on cold start, that sounds awesome. Amazing. It probably sounds better than a stock Aventador, which sounds like really quiet. So
absolutely,
the looks, the sound's fantastic, the ride, beautiful inside. It's so luxurious, and you do feel like you're riding in something a lot more special than a Porsche, or even a Mercedes. Even a Mercedes.
Yep.
I mean, I said
special in, this than
in the Christmas special that I'd love the luxurious interior of the AMGs, but really, this is on another level.
It is. It's a much more. You feel like the people buy the Aston Martins because, unlike the Mercedes, you know, that's very German and extremely precise and very well put together.
This is British.
This is British. It's British.
Yeah.
British made, and it's classy.
It is really classy.